Welcome. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to add new books, how to save them with our data manager, and how to test the user experience with React Testing Library, the way you would click on this submit button. But first of all, we would just do a little bit of quick refactoring, because when we're going to do this, we need to make sure that our tests are clean and isolated from each other. And right now, if we would write a new test, this input that we put this value war and peace, and that value stayed there. So if we start writing new test underneath it, we would still have that value, that component, and that's not good, because the way our test should work is, if I want to make skip this test, the next test should work. They should not depend on each other. And right now, they kind of would because of this. So how do we do this? React Testing Library has cleanup method, and what you would do is just make const component here, and let's pass this cleanup as a callback after not all, after each. So that cleanup function would unmount any rendered component. So we can now do this in each of our tests, and that would make all of our tests isolated, and they would all be more clean, more reusable. Well, we don't need tests to be reusable, but we do need them to not depend on each other. So they kind of should work isolated. Okay, that's all. And right now, let's start with adding new books, and that would be test data manager. Right now, I am in data manager test.js file. Data manager adds new books, and the way it would work is we would let's copy this, and we would add, and let's say The Witcher, the new book. So right now this test would fail because we don't have the add method, and let's go and implement it, and we can see right here that data manager add is not a function. Cleanup is not a function, but we did it's there. It fail clean up. Okay, I have a syntax error in here, clean up. Okay, so that makes our syntax error fixed. We still have to do this because data manager add is not a function. Data manager does not have add on it. To make that, let's make add, and we also would accept an argument name. And right now it doesn't do anything. Okay. So that makes our test pass, but we need to make now a validation. We expect that to be in local storage. So let's check that out. So our books, JSON, parse, local storage, get item, books. And we would expect that those books would be to have property length on them, because we expect it to be an array. We don't expect it to be null, and we also expect books length to be 1, and we expect books 0 name to be The Witcher. So we have all these validations in place. Now all of them will fail because we need to write implementation for it. Okay. And implementation for it isn't anything hard. What we do is const books, this get books. So that would give us either the list of existing books with this part, or it would give us an empty array. And in that array, we would pass an object with name. Again, this is NES6 NES6 feature. We don't need to write this. We'll only do this. We write just name on it. And now we're setting it to local storage, and that would be all. that I think of. Also, we need to stringify this value because that's how local storage keeps values. Oh no, not books. Oh, I'm sorry, JSON books. Okay, so this 3-line thing is all we need really to add new books, at least right now. And now all of our tests pass. And this is it, basically. And right now, quickly, what we would do is to add, the next thing would be to add and test the submit button. So we have logic in place. All we need to do is to connect this logic to our UI and test this with React testing library. And that'll be in the next video.